Hi, hey, Rich here. Hey, we're going to take a quick look at this Turser Monterey. I bought this at a yard sale, and I want to show it off. I want you to take a look at it, and we're going to take a listen to it. I got to say that when I bought this, the guy took it out of his shed. So it was in a garden shed.
Did it have a case?
No.
No? Wow. Right next to the lawnmower?
Yeah, you know, it had grass clippings falling out of it and stuff. And
it's like a wasp's nest inside of it.
Mud dauber.
Right.
Hey, before we get started into this, hey, would you hit the like button? Also, could you sign up for notifications? We'd really appreciate it. And also subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. Any comments that you leave will be read and really appreciated. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so the Turser Monterey, this is a low-end guitar. I think around $200-$400, something like that. But I think we got it playing and sounding pretty good. The guitar, like I said, I got it at a yard sale. I can't remember what I spent on it, but I know it wasn't much. So I wanted to have it just to mess around with it. You know, let's when you get a guitar like this, you certain things you got to do to it. Actually, any guitar, but a lot of times the low-end guitars aren't treating very nicely, and so you got to clean them up and do some things to them to get them to play right. So the guitar's got real nice dimensions. It's got 16-inch lower bout. It's got a 24 3/4-inch scale length. One pickup. It's got your rosewood bridge, rosewood fretboard. It's got some real nice inlays. Here's what cracks me up. It's got the L5 flower pot on the top end there. So the truss rod cover is missing. So it's not a bad guitar, is it? Let's take a listen to it. Remember this song, Dawn? The Kenny Burrell version is really sweet. So, one piece maple neck looks like. Maple sides and back, all laminate, single ply binding. There's certain things that we did to it, and I hope you watched the video on it. And a couple more things I still want to do.
Well, that video isn't out yet, so that will be coming.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think that guitar sounds pretty good for $200, which I doubt you even spent that at a garage sale. I mean, honestly, what do you think you bought it for? $75?
Yeah.
So I know you don't love the sound of it, but I mean, it sounds pretty good for $75.
Yeah. And it's got, like, it's got all the things. It's got a pickup. It's got knobs. You know, you could improve on all that stuff, the bridge, on everything. But then, I don't know. It's kind of like, why? But you could make it a little bit nicer if you really wanted to put a little more work into it. But yeah, it's playing pretty good now, and it is sounding pretty good.
How do you think that thing compares to this, like the Samick LaSalle?
No, the Samick beats it up. It beats it. It just, I think it's made. The Samick is made with a little more care. Of course, you know, the history of this guitar is, it's hard to figure it out. You know, it's an older guitar. It's been through a lot. Who knows where it was stored? And even though the fret ends weren't too bad, we did work on those. And so humidification comes into play. I don't know that much about it. But side by side, the LaSalle is all over it.
Right, but the LaSalle also is double the price of it, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So what is that guitar made for? Why did they make that guitar?
You know, that's a really good question. And it's almost like the low-line Guilds and Gibsons of the day, you know, the X50 Guild and the X125s of the day. They were made for the student in mind. Affordable guitar that was durable, I suppose, since it's laminate and what have you. You know, it's durable. It's made inexpensively, so they can pass that on. So I guess that's why it's made.
Well, why is it like why wouldn't a student buy a solid body guitar? Is it like specifically for a jazz student?
Yeah, you know, yeah. If you want to play jazz, it's got the feel for jazz, and the sound too. Acoustically, puts out a fair amount of sound, doesn't it? Really does. So, yeah, it's. I don't. Maybe that's why they don't make it anymore. Is because acoustically, or excuse me, the jazz market. At the low end, probably isn't that big at all. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I guess if it was a student guitar, my inclination would be like, why wouldn't someone just get a solid body if they're worried about durability? You know,
Yeah,
unless you're specifically a jazz student. That guitar doesn't seem like it would make sense for a student who wanted to play rock.
No, it doesn't matter.
Or
not at all.
You know, so it's got to be, you know, for maybe like a higher level student, at least, you know, someone who's probably had a guitar before and knows how to care for it a little bit.
Right.
Because that thing, I mean, if you hit it wrong, that thing would break.
This thing?
Yeah, or, you know,
Oh, well, yeah.
compared to like a solid body or something, you know.
Compared to a solid body, yeah. You could roll a boat with a solid body.
Right. Because I don't know, when I think of a student guitar player, I think of a kid.
Yeah.
You know, and a kid's going to thrash a guitar. Well,
You know what? this guitar would be good for is even like a college student, that is going to school and has got to carry around his guitar all day, and it could possibly be stolen or beat up or something.
So you got the action as good as we could possibly get it. What you'll see on the video, what we did to get that action, it took some hammering and stuff, which so it's interesting. That video is coming up. But how does it play now? I mean, is the action pretty good or?
Yeah, it's okay. It's good. I mean, it needs really. Probably the frets need to be leveled. Fret net leveling probably really does need that. Although, I checked it pretty good. It wasn't too bad. So if I was to keep this guitar and really want to do something super good with it, I would replace the bridge. I would work a little harder on the frets, make sure everything's good, and maybe change out the electronics. I think the pickup is pretty nice sounding. It's got that, it's not too electric sounding. It's more of an acoustic sounding guitar, I think, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's got a good jazz sound, I think. I mean, I'm impressed by it for you bought that one for under $100, but yeah. if you found one on Reverb for $200, it does have a jazz sound.
Yeah.
I
gotta say that when I bought this, the guy took it out of his shed, so it was in a garden shed.
Did it have a case?
No.
No? Wow.
So.
Wow, yeah.
But I looked at it and
right.
I thought, wow,
Right next to the lawnmower?
Yeah, it had grass clippings falling out of it and stuff. And
it's like a wasp's nest inside
mud dauber.
Right.
But so yeah, you could do something with this too, and it would be a great guitar, travel guitar, camping guitar, for a season player, something like that.
What strings do you put on there?
I put our gauge, my gauge, the chrome bright flat wounds, Diodarios. 13, 15, 20, 28, 38, 48. And it's available, my set, on guitarcollege.net.
So what would you say about that guitar in terms of, if it is a good student guitar then, right? For someone's first Archtop? And, someone who doesn't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
Their first Archtop. Like, say, I mean, gosh.
It's the kind of guitar you're not out a bunch of money to buy it. And if it's not even worth selling then, too, even if you want to upgrade, you're better off keeping it and using it when some situation might not be congenial to taking out a more expensive guitar, so...
Is that? Do you know of any Archtops that are cheaper than that, or is that kind of like the bargain basement?
Yeah,
rock bottom. You can't buy them cheaper than that, really, right?
I haven't seen any.
Is there another brand that is around the same price?
Well, there are some brands, like I brought my other grandson one. I don't even remember what the brand name is. They all come out of some factory out there, the Cork factory or Samick factory or something in China. But I can't even remember the brand. I mean, there's these other offshoot brands that you've never heard of, And But those are all low end guitars in price, and nowadays with this, like I said, this I don't know the age of this thing, but I would venture to say this is 20 years old. But the way they're building them nowadays, in those factories with the computer machines and everything, and it's the only difference is the wood. I question the wood. How is the wood? Is the wood seasoned on these guitars? I don't know. We always made jokes, and when you buy a guitar with green wood, the sure giveaway is when they give you a can of Roundup for when it sprouts. You can take care of it.
I mean, the wood looks good. Like just, from this camera shot here, it looks like it's a nice guitar. I mean, it definitely has the appearance of it being, and at least look-wise, the grain is there. There's like a little, striping on the neck that looks pretty cool, and it doesn't look all that cheap, at least, It's
No,
not
it doesn't. The neck feels cheaper guitar, but it's.
Let's turn it around and see that neck. Yeah, I mean, it looks
One-piece maple. So it's, and it doesn't even, maybe it's not as cheap as what I keep bragging about it. It doesn't, I don't see that joint, the scarf joint or whatever it's called. I don't see that on here. It looks like it's all one piece, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So.
There's something down, is there one down here?
Yeah, there has to be.
Right.
I mean, it's just a nice blend. There has to be somewhere. But yeah, it's it's a nice thin neck. It needs something to improve the sustain. And it could be the bridge. As you knew from the video, we did a little tiny work on the bridge. So, anyway, there it is. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, not really. I like it. I think it's cool.
Can I put you down for one?
Yeah, I'll give you $60 for that thing.
Okay, you got it.
You want to play maybe something on a track or something? See if we can hear that thing play some jazz.
Well, here's There Will Never Be Another You. Hi, Rich here again. I just wanted to say thanks for checking out my videos. If you like it, hit the thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and sign up for those notifications so you can see all the cool guitar videos we put out each week. If you want more lessons right now, I have hundreds of them at guitarcollegelibrary.com. Check out our low-price monthly streaming memberships. And if you want to learn jazz, check out my course, Jazz Guitar Improv. I take beginner jazz players and get them playing awesome solos on the fly. You'll see the link for the JGI course in the description below. Hey, thanks again for watching my channel. We'll see you again real soon with a new video.